Welcome back, everyone, to more Sekien no Inganock. Let's continue right where we left off, shall we? I think my voice just gave out a little bit there. He opened his eyes. The darkness of night filled his room. He couldn't feel any sign of morning. None of the sounds he heard resembled twittering or footsteps. It took him 2 seconds to recognize his situation. What time was it? Where was he? It was thanks to the silhouette that he figured it out. The girl's shadow was peering down. Even in the dark, I can tell those pink eyes of hers are gazing at me.
起きたの？起きないでいいわ。ギー、あなた倒れてしまったの。
I can't quite talk.
喋らないで。大丈夫だから。聞こえていないかもしれないけど、言っておくね、ギー。あなた、ひどい熱があって、雑踏街の往来で倒れてしまったの。ミース君が偶然通りがかってくれて、それでエラリーのところへ行ったわ。エラリーが言うには風邪だって。ひどい病気じゃないから。
Had a fever and fainted? Did I? That couldn't have been possible. His body had lost all heat. It couldn't have been a fever. It wasn't possible for a mere cold to do something like that. Was eerily incompetent enough to make such a clear misdiagnosis?
無理をしすぎだって。だからね、キー。ゆっくり眠って。大丈夫。キーヤが見てるから。大丈夫だから。
Kia's saying something. Her voice seems so far away. He tried to open his mouth, but his lips felt too heavy. Despite that, he somehow managed to whisper, "Fine. I'm fine. Yes, I'm just fine, Kia." His sight gradually returned. When he thought about it calmly, it made sense. There was nothing else to it. His insanity hadn't vanished. It had always been nearby with him, right next to him. That's all there was to it. Nothing to get confused or sick over. Did I touch his madness? Did that become an opportunity for me to recognize my own insanity? To recognize that he and I were the same? The sound of a clock. The sound of a clock. Is it time? Is it time? It continues to call. The second hand moves. It stops, pointing right at 1 o'clock. It is a pocket watch of white silver. It is a pocket watch carried by one man. The golden spiral staircase towering into the darkness. The man standing at the foot of it is none other than the silver watch's owner. The man climbs the golden spiral staircase, in the place of the Grand Prince. The man continues to gaze at the watch and climb. The man continues to gaze at the watch and speaks. Like a chrome-built, machine-wound doll in an inorganic voice.
我が主、我が新たなる玉座にある大いなるもの。あなたの時間だ。大公爵の糸はすべて切れてしまった。時間は止まらない。おそらくはあなたの望む通り。生贄の子羊は今や自界の浮き目にある。第二の奪われし者にはかなわぬだろう。己に割り当てられたクリッターを吸収したミランガガールは何者よりも兄弟無比だ。それは子羊を殺すか それとも登らせるか。どうとも思っていないのだろう、あなたを。だが時間だ。
The next day, or the day after that, he might have lost sight of the passage of time. Guy had been walking around the city alone in the rain. Kia wasn't beside him. Guy walked as raindrops pattered on his reconstructed cloak. He couldn't stop wondering. A calling? No, nothing so sublime. In the center of his wavering consciousness there was only a sense of duty. He couldn't stop walking. He absolutely would not stand still. He walked alone, around the lower tiers. Was he really traveling and healing? He couldn't even be sure of that. Guy walked and answered the voices that called to him. His cranial organ activated, as did his phenomenon equation's right eye. Heat, a fever. He was aware of being carried away by something, but it wasn't because of a fever. The shadow of the dancing clown at the edge of his vision. It whispering refused to let his legs stop. Guy walked on as if to shake off the voice, and left Kia behind. Thankfully, he'd kept enough self-awareness to ask Atty to take care of Kia. Within his hazy heart, Guy whispered, "What am I doing?" He wandered amidst the rain. Countless drops had soaked through his reconstructed cloak, all the way to the other side. He walked and walked. He walked aimlessly through numerous places in the lower tiers. And before he knew it, the upper tier staircase park, the third park, the highest tier plate in the city's lower tiers. These green parks were the highest place the lower tier citizens were allowed to walk. A place he would never have gone to if he'd been thinking straight. On the day of the revival 10 years ago, on that day at that time, this was the place where Guy had been standing. He stood right here, amongst the endless rubble. The third upper tier staircase park. The lower tier citizens, the place closest to the sky. There was once a hospital here. Within his fragmentary memory, he was sure of it. This was his first workplace as a resident, after he'd completed his medical studies at the upper tier university. This was definitely that hospital. Now there wasn't even any rubble. It had been devoured by the abnormal growth of the greenery. Or had someone removed the rubble? He didn't know what the records said. It had really been 10 years since his last visit. Why had he come here anyway? Because the clown had whispered it to him? It had told him to go? No. No. He'd come to avoid running away from the clown's voice, so that he wouldn't have to close his eyes and cover his ears. That's why he'd come. In his chaotic mind, Guy thought, "There's a reason why I walked all the way here." There was no answer. There was no answer. There was only the silent greenery and water, no different from the other park. The lake, in which the falling rain made tiny little splashes. Was this the place? At present, only clear water could be found there. Guy's legs naturally faced towards it.
たゆたう水と同じだ。そこにあるだけだ。
He whispered to himself. Then, there was a shadow at the edge of his vision. Not dancing, but a silhouette. The clown, the fragments and insanity of my own memories. He focused on it at the front of his vision. It didn't disappear, even when he moved his eyes towards it. Something else. Though it was a silhouette, it wasn't the dancing black cloud. It seemed as if a sweet smell hung in the air. I'll say it. Damn! Alright. Petrovna. That's right.
ああ、ごめんなさい。人がいたのね。
You didn't undine.
こんな雨の日に。私以外の誰かがいた。ごめんなさい。みっともないところを見せてしまう。ごめんなさい。
Not the clown. That silhouette was a woman. Was her beauty caused by the rain? The countless pouring drops suited the woman's features. She was like a mermaid swimming beautifully along the water's surface. The raindrops gave her a certain charm. There were feelings embedded in the pouring tears. She made no move to wipe them away. The falling tears sparkled like pearls down to her webbed hand. The woman had been crying, alone and silent by the water. She resembles someone I should know.
ごめんなさい。こんな。でも、ここにいると、振り返りたくなどないのに、私、思い出してしまうの。10年前のあの時のことを。
Did her tears originate from sadness, or from something else? Guy couldn't read the emotions lurking within her eyes. The woman had a deep accent, unique to the fantastic music. Foreign. I think I pronounced that right. However, she held much of her human appearance. Her expression should have been easy to read. However,
思い出すと言いましたね。
はい。思い出してしまうのです。あの時のこと。
覚えているのですか？
はい。覚えています。すべて。だから、ここに来ると、私は思い出したくなどないのに、こうして涙。
the woman was at a loss for words, lost in her tears. So many tears were flowing out, and yet he still couldn't see her true emotions. Is this sadness? Or pity? He had a feeling that him at his back was screaming something. However, it was all wiped out by the illusion of the clown. Guy stood still, just like the woman, as the rain fell down upon them. After a short while, the woman wiped her tears and said,
Petrovna.
Petrovia. That seemed to be the woman's name. Oh me, oh my? Oh my, oh me. Let's get right on this.